I think we are all aware of the utter travesty of capitulating to the state that the BBC actually does. We in the independence movement have known of its bias and its pro-union, pro-Westminster stance for years. But the Gary Lineker episode is a new overt. We could not care less we are coming out as a right-wing propaganda machine for the proto-fascist Conservative Party sort of statement. If the BBC are willing to allow such media personalities such as Andrew Neil, who while at the BBC was also the chairman of the right-wing magazine The Spectator, to comment without concern, Jeremy Clarkson, who has spectacular outbursts such as calling for striking public sector workers to be shot in front of their families, and then Lord Sugar, who was also a BBC freelancer, and they allowed his photoshopping of Jeremy Corbin dressed as Hitler to pass without comment. Then why have they shown such concern about Gary? Well, it's okay for the BBC to allow certain sorts of behaviour, but when someone is openly critical of language used by the Conservative government as being like that of language used of 1930s Germany, the senior leadership of the BBC, which is packed with Tory sympathisers and sycophants, throw a bit of a wobbly about it. But what a PR disaster for the unbiased, non-politicised public broadcaster of Britain. So many other sports personalities and pundits and commentators stepped back from broadcasting in a spectacular I am Spartacus moment, highlighting in an incredible way not only the bias of the BBC, not only the fact that the BBC's leadership structure is filled with closet brown shirts, but also the utter disgrace that is Suella Braverman's ideas of what is acceptable to the Tories regarding immigration and border control. How then does this fit into the context of Scottish independence? You have to realise this is what's coming for us as soon as we have a date for a ballot. This is what will use every means possible to denigrate our movement, our leaders, and our ability to function as a future independent state. Understand that this is the gears and cogs of the machine that we need to dismantle. The only way we can do such a thing is by working together with the tools that we have. So now is the time to follow your favourite Scottish independence bloggers, vloggers and creators across social media platforms that you use. Share their work, like their stuff and comment positively on it. And make sure that you do this as often as possible. I cannot emphasise how important this actually is. We need to establish and entrench individuals willing to push out pro-independence content. You know how many of us are out there, and you know that this is probably the only way to fight back against a state broadcaster that has now come out as a propaganda machine. If we do not form the positive habits right now, when it comes to the actual countdown to an independence ballot, we will lose the information war. So get on your Instagram account, your Twitter, your TikTok and all of your Scottish Independence Facebook group pages and start interacting positively with the content. We all know that independence is coming, but we have to realise that we will have to fight for it. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and good luck. And just a quick sidebar. If you're one of those that are being critical of Gary Lineker, perhaps you are part of the problem and should go and have a serious word with yourself.